Excited? Okay, so we did this last year. It went down pretty well. We were happy. But we thought we'd come back with 2.0 this year. We've got more stuff. We've got some things that you won't have seen before. 2 things, in fact. And we also have prizes to give away, which is pretty cool. So if you do happen to have the means to get in Twitch chat and type raffle, you will be able to enter. But don't clog up our Wi-Fi, please, because we need it to communicate. Okay, we are super lucky to have, I think, the best community ever. We have cosplayers who don't just cosplay, they make frickin' turrets that work. Dave, thank you. I literally saw Marco before, like 5 centimeters from the screen, trying to pick up the Easter eggs that might be in there or might not be. We're not gonna blow that one just yet. But anyway, we are limited for time. We have 75 minutes to get as much information to you guys as possible. We have some things to show. We're gonna have a live Q&A. Let's do it, right? Okay, so we have Ryan back again this year. Ryan Barnett, our game director.
Hello.
How you doing?
Am I on?
He also has a microphone. Cool.
Hey, everybody.
Yes. And Julian, how you doing?
Hello.
Julian Garrity, you are Associate Creative Director on the game.
Yes, I am.
Is that correct?
That is.
Do you enjoy it?
Yeah.
Yeah?
It's a huge challenge. It's an enormous game. This is the biggest game I've ever worked on. I've worked on Clancy games for about 7 years, from Splint Cell, Ghost Recon, and War. And this is remarkably different and remarkably big. Very, very ambitious.
Quite the Clancy veteran.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, okay. So, just so you know, as I said, we're going to have a lot of raffles and that sort of thing. Ground rules. Please don't spam. You also will not be eligible if you get a chat ban. So, yeah, be nice. Well, no, we like constructive criticism. That's...
Absolutely.
Yeah, but, you know what's
Don't
bad.
get yourself banned and then you can't win anything.
Exactly, and you don't want to do that. We have posters, we have T-shirts, we have a go bag, which some of you might have seen on our fan sites. They got some of those. And we do, right, have an Xbox One to give away.
Yes.
I was trying to steal it for myself, but apparently that wasn't going to happen. We also have the gameplay that some of you might have seen on the show floor at E3, but the people at home haven't seen it yet. So we have our own little walkthrough of that, which these guys will be helping us get all the information on. All right, what do we say? Let's kick things off with our first video. Just people who have seen the media briefings will recognize this, but just here's a refresher. And maybe some things you might have missed will pop up. Let's do it.
Not travel alone or unarmed. Alright guys, you ready?
Dark zone.
Yep. I just got a mask upgrade, I want to try it out in there and get us some good loot.
Sweet. Let's do it.
Remember, when we get in there, it might not be just us.
Transmission is jammed. Proximity current only. Backup activated. System rebooted.
Attention. Risk of infection severely elevated beyond this point. Quarantine is in effect.
We're right behind you. Go ahead.
Otherwise, people have seen this.
Oh, they've seen it. No, that
Oh, careful.
I see him.
We got 3 or 4 riders, looks like level 11, an assault, a sniper, and a rusher.
Shouldn't be too hard.
I see you're in your happy place now, man.
There's the
You
great.
take the lead off, fella.
Yeah, let's do this quickly, okay?
Cool.
Everybody ready?
Yeah, let's see some teamwork. Oh, hold up behind us. Other players.
Bastards.
They have dark zone loot.
Huh. Should we go for it?
I don't know. We can't take them and the Rikers at the same time.
Good point. Let's just see what they do.
Oh, they're going Rikers.
Let's help them out.
All right, go. On the flank, go.
Brian, cover us.
Heads up, heads up.
Let me see if I can take him.
Go, go, go.
Bryson, you do turret.
Okay, it's up, it's up. Get down. I got you, go, go, go. Shit! Get on the left.
I'm gonna seek it, Ryan.
You lead it.
Here goes.
Nice. Okay, last one.
Hostiles neutralized. Proceed with caution.
Alright. Ryan, you wanna check out the crate? We'll see what these dead guys have.
Yeah, let's do it.
Oh, nice drop.
Nice. Alright, where to?
Well, let's extract at Bryant Park. That's very close.
Okay, you lead the way.
Alright, looks like these other guys are coming with us. Fucking cleaners.
Let's take them out.
That's too risky. They're all elite. Let's try not to pull aggro.
What are you talking about? There's 5 of us.
Yeah, 5 of us with loot that we want to hold on to. Trust me. Follow me over this way.
Okay, right behind you.
Brian, how's it look? Alright, we're all clear. Let's spread out. Keep a lookout, guys. I'm gonna call it in.
Okay, got you covered.
We're all clear. Let's extract.
Okay, we got 90 seconds. Keep your eyes peeled, everyone.
Do you see anything?
No, I can't help thinking what these guys have.
Want their loot?
Yeah, what do you think they got? Alright, there it is. Get ready.
Let's get the goods out of here.
Level 2, so should we take their loot?
These guys?
Yeah.
There's 3 of us and 2 of them.
Well, we got 60 seconds. I say we do it.
Brian, you game? Alright, here comes the sticky. On my mark.
Go, shoot.
Protocol initiated.
Get Zoe on the left there.
Alright, I got her.
Careful.
Running low on health.
Look out.
Friendly division agent is down.
I'm down.
Brian, can you help him out? I'm looting Zoe.
Let's go, revive, man. 15 seconds.
Brian, what are you waiting for?
Dude, clock's ticking. Let's go. Come on.
Are you leaving?
Hostile agent neutralized.
Yeah. All right.
That Ryan guy's a dick.
Yeah, that right. It is totally based on you, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah. So hands up quickly. Who would be that guy? Oh, come on. Yes, you are being watched. Quickly, before we move on, I have some winners of the raffles. We have Cop 62, the 595, Red Malian, Tailslight, and Batman Reno. Please check your Twitch messages in the future. We can't get to it right now. And we will send out some T-shirts to you. Sound good? All right. Next, let's have a discussion about this. I think there's a lot to be said about that trailer, right?
Yeah, there's a lot of info in there. I think one of the things that everyone in this room is pretty familiar with, but we layer a lot of information into the demos that we have at E3 and what we bring, so that it's a big game, like Julian was saying, and there's a lot of information to pack into a very tight window that we have for these demos. So I'm sure you have questions, and there's stuff we can talk about. So let's do it.
Yeah, I mean, the thing that pops up for me, I know I've had the chance to talk with a few of you on the show floor after playing through a similar experience. There seems to be a little bit of... People need clarity, is exactly what this means. For example, how vast is this zone, right? I mean, we can't say exactly, but...
Sure. One of the things that came up, at least in some of my interviews, I don't know about with you, Julian, but people were starting to think that it was, 9v9 in the Dark Zone, that's not the case. So it's a multiplayer space that you enter from your open world co-op space. The exact numbers, we're not expressing, but the important factor is that you could come across groups of other agents, could be a lone wolf kind of rogue player, but the cap is much greater than 9 for the Dark Zone.
I think one of the things that you said that's really important to stress is that there's no loading, there's no shifting phases or anything. No, it's one contiguous open world space. And you go from, in that video, you go from Times Square, right over the wall, and into this PvP competitive zone. And that's seamless. That's completely seamless.
Yeah, I think when I talked about it with Ryan before, because it is a kind of vast subject, right? There's a lot of nuance. But when we've talked about it, it is a PvP zone, but it's a PvP-enabled zone, right?
It's an important thing to stress. We are not entering a battleground.
Yeah.
We're not setting up a multiplayer map, with goals that way. So it's very much like the demo expressed there. It's kind of up to the individual players how they experience the Dark Zone, what they choose to do. Now, there can be repercussions for what you do, and you can go rogue, and there's a bounty on your head, and players can hunt you, but you can choose to do what you want to do. And there's content in the Dark Zone just like in the open world. So there's missions, there's things you're going to be going after. Of course, the loot, the best equipment in the game is in there. So you're going to be having a lot of activities that you're doing, and you just have this added layer of risk of at any moment there could be some players around this corner or camp in a building or all kinds of different scenarios.
Yeah.
So Ryan, how would you play it?
How would I play it? Yeah. I'd wait till you loot it and then shoot you.
All right,
Thanks.
okay. Simple enough. We have something new to show you guys, and again, in the Dark Zone flavor of E3. Anyway, I'm not going to talk about it. Let's just wait, quickly. We're going to have another raffle while this is running. Again, quickly, it's only running during the duration of the video, so if you don't see video, it has then stopped. So we'll accept raffle entries during that time, and then it will stop. And
Do they type 4 in chat?
Sorry? They type !raffle. And these guys, Raffle Master Yannick down the end is enforcing. He's making sure that we get these people. Okay, anyway, let's take a look at this new video.
They said it was just the flu. But it turned out to be something else entirely. We followed our orders. Isolate the sick in a quarantine zone in the middle of Manhattan and stop the contagion from spreading. We started to lose count of casualties. We built a wall to contain the sick. But we lost control of the situation. And that's when the power went out. Rioting, looting, chaos. They ordered us to pull out all troops within a few hours. We left everything behind. In a zone saturated with contamination. We left our best equipment, our most powerful weapons, and the only hope for a cure. Few dared go over the wall. And fewer still come out. We call this place the Dark Zone.
Cheery.
Super light.
Yes.
And that's
Very light.
cheery way to segue into the next topic of discussion. I think we've talked a lot about how the Dark Zone could work in terms of gameplay, but there's obviously a story in there as well. And Julian, I think this is your wheelhouse. You can kind of help us out.
So the Dark Zone, the setup is that this was the epicenter of the pandemic. This is where the virus started spreading. And this is where the government tried to contain it. They built a wall around this whole strip in the middle of Manhattan and tried to contain the spread of disease. Obviously, it didn't work out quite to plan, and the military pulled out, and while they were pulling out, they abandoned a lot of their equipment. And that's basically why you want to go into the Dark Zone, is to secure this super sophisticated, very high level, very exclusive equipment, both weapons and gear. And because you're interested in it, it's also attracting a lot of enemies. And in the trailer that we saw just before this one, we also saw one of the new factions that we presented at E3 this year, which are the Rikers. Now, the Rikers are a faction that are making a power play for the whole of New York. They basically escaped from Rikers Island and are running the streets. And so they'll be a faction and a threat that you'll be meeting not only inside the Dark Zone, but also all throughout Manhattan.
Yeah, that's...
Does that sound good? Stop me.
Yes,
from talking.
obviously we can't say everything.
Nope.
Because, you've got to play a game, right? But, yeah, there's a lot of cool stuff in there. Actually, already, I think Alex Noon, Arax, when I interviewed him yesterday, he'd already picked up on the Rikers pretty quickly. The orange jumpsuits for him were a bit of a giveaway. But
Cool.
Smart guy. Quickly, winners of the last raffle, U1 posters, Wessie, the Anonymous Troll 1324, fantastic name, Sightless 1, Action 7447, and XX Lava XX6. Okay, cool. And later, coming up, we have also, just for people who are tuning in now, we're going to have some exclusive, the first look at this gameplay. We're also going to have an Xbox One to give away. And I forgot to mention it before, but everyone who enters raffles is going to have a chance to win beta codes.
Sweet.
Because we did talk, but we're having a beta.
We are. It was so wonderful this year
we can
to be
talk
able
about
to announce the beta. So hopefully that got everybody excited. I'm sure everyone in this room will definitely be in the beta and shooting us, most likely.
So much.
Yes. So
Oh my God.
I will have a fake ID for sure. But yeah, so this year's been great for that.
Yeah, also release date. We didn't talk about that.
Yes.
That's happening.
It is
Well,
happening.
we've been waiting to talk about this with you guys.
Are you setting me up so I say the release date?
Sure, go for it.
So for those of
Because
you
if
who
it feels
missed it,
naughty.
yes,
Yeah.
we are locked into March 8th of next year, and it's going to be on the 3 platforms simultaneously for those of you watching out there on the interwebs. So there'll be lots of Division coming early next year.
Yeah, I can't wait. Yeah.
Yes.
That's going to be so good. Yes. Well, I think this is probably the coolest thing that I've been waiting to show, especially the people at home who haven't had a chance to get to the booth. But we have some gameplay.
All right.
This is the only place that you will see it. So I'm glad you guys all made it. That's very, very nice of you. How about we roll that? And Julian and Ryan, if you could give us a little bit of insight into what's happening, that would be fantastic.
Absolutely. We've rehearsed this for hours.
Many times. What's your name again?
Straight up lying.
Jeff.
All right.
Okay. Oh, there will also be a raffle later in the. I'll totally butt in and tell people when there's a raffle. There's a nice little timing there, and this time it's for the Go bag. We're giving away one of those. Some of you VIPs have already been given one of those, but we have some.
Nice.
All right. So yes, very nice. Okay, so let's have a look at the gameplay. Ryan, you want to?
Okay. Well,
let us know what's
if
happening.
it's what I think it's going to be. We're going to start with a team of 3 that's, are just like from the demo, our trusty Megan Bronson and Ryan. It's not. It's different. Nice. Seats. And outside the Dark Zone here, they're in, the open world, the co-op space. So you can see how the transition into the Dark Zone actually works in the game. This is just how it works now. I don't know if you want to add here. I think they're just outside Times Square.
This is a little bit further down. It's much further down, actually. It's one of the teams, one of the demos that we have on the pods outside and on the booth at E3. And they're making their way from Manhattan to the strip of the Dark Zone right in the middle there.
Yes. And for those that are watching that maybe aren't as familiar with the Division, a lot of the UI here is the skills that are currently loaded, the weapon that is loaded. I'm falling apart. And hit points, health, and players that are in your group.
So something happening here is that your UI is actually going on the fritz. You're losing your connection to the HQ, the base of operations. You're going into this very contaminated area that also has some sort of interference with your systems. And as soon as you land in there, you reboot your whole system. You'll notice the heavy militarization of the zone. Lots of jeeps, trucks, sandbags, and also body bags. This is the start of this very contaminated area where people pulled out right at the last minute.
Yep. It's very grim.
Hostiles confirmed. Unable to locate any JTF in the area.
So we've just identified some hostiles. We can't see them yet. Let's climb up here into the guardhouse to see if this vantage point can give us any tactical information.
Exactly. And what you saw there was a pulse, which is one of the skills that you may have seen over the past years. But it's really important when you assess a fight. You get the level of the enemies you're seeing, the different archetypes that they could be. You can pick targets before you initiate.
So there, I think the skill that was used was a sticky bomb.
Yeah.
So you shoot that.
It's a launched projectile that can stick to a surface, and then you can detonate it manually.
So this is a group of snipers, a Rikers with a sniper that also has a vantage point. Now the trick is getting close enough with this loadout to be able to kill or to get rid of this sniper.
And if you look closely in the UI, you're going to see what we call cover to cover. So you'll get an A prompt on a valid cover that's further ahead of you in the world. So you can move quickly between covers and hopefully not take a lot of damage.
So your first objective in this mission was to secure this ultra rare light machine gun. It's contaminated, so you have to extract it. But that's the piece of loot that you win the dark zone to secure. And you can see the yellow bag underneath the go bag. That's an indication that your agent or any other agent is actually carrying some loot.
Yeah, we wanted to have a kind of a visual indicator on the actual avatar so you'll know when someone's carrying.
We've cut forwards a few minutes just for the practicality of this walkthrough. Now we're approaching Bryant Park, which is the building that you can see there is the public library. And again, we've detected another threat, another faction.
Ah, the cleaners.
The cleaners that we introduced last year.
So what you saw there was player one took out a weak point, or the gas tank on the back of the cleaners. So they're elites, so they have actually armor as well as health. So you want to take out their gas tanks if you can. It'll drop them immediately. That looks like a terrible cover position. No, okay. And she's using first aid here as well, or she got healed up from a different support player, it looked like.
Ooh,
Yeah.
she caught fire.
So we have stasis effects in the game as well, so you can burn and bleed.
Now, the objective they're trying to do is to get to the extraction point, pick an extraction point, and then call for the extraction. And you can do that anywhere on this ice ring. If you look in the mini-map, you'll see a purple area. And anywhere within that area, you can try and extract. And we've just bumped into another team.
And they look familiar.
Somebody's called for an extraction.
So it looks like another team had actually even started one. So you'll not only see them on the map if you're in the local area, you can also see the physical flare go up. So it's a very exposing mechanic when an extraction fires off.
Yeah, it's the real watering hole
Yes. Phenomenon.
concept.
Yes.
Where it's basically attracting everybody to the fact that somebody has some contaminated loot, and you'll be able to get rid of them or try and attack them to rip them off, basically.
So now what we have is the middle group actually went rogue. So you can tell that the red markers over their head, you can see the timer, you can see their level, you can see the bounty, the reward you'll get. And it looks like we're going to sandwich them, kind of flank them on either side with the other team. to really focus on this group of 3 agents that have gone rogue. And when someone is flagged rogue, you don't get flagged yourself for taking them out.
So all 3 of them are on the ground, bleeding out.
Yes.
There's no point getting rid of them at that point. I would have let them live.
Just
Bleed
put
out.
them out of their misery.
Yeah.
You need to get the loot. So now we can split the loot, or we can get.
The other team, dick move, Ryan.
It was Ryan again. What the hell? I haven't seen this. So
Ryan always shoots first.
It's a very accurate simulation.
yes, maybe they'll let us live. We can.
Yeah.
No, come on. So what you see there, though, is actually when they're down, that's another mechanic. When you're in a group, you have a certain period of time where you can be revived by another player so they can get you back up, get you into the fight, or you can die horribly here and wait for your respawn timer.
Yes. Just quickly, this is when I said we'll open the raffle. So you have some minutes to enter the raffle in Twitch chat, type !raffle for your go bag chance to win. All right, back to you guys.
Okay, so we respawned, and it's time to try to get revenge.
Yeah, so when you've been taken out by another agent, you're going to be able to see them on the map. You'll see their icon. You'll see they can't really hide very well from you in the local area. So you can definitely go try to get your gear back.
There's a big flag that these 3 agents are rogue. So now it's all about choosing the right equipment and pushing back.
The problem is it looks like that we do not have a very good position on these guys to get in there. So the Division is a very cover-based game. So flanking, using elevation, making sure that you're not exposed is the only way you're going to kind of survive in combat. And we are not looking like we got a good position on these guys. That Ryan guy's going to drop us again.
Oh, this is unbelievable.
That's cool. I actually haven't seen this before. So.
You haven't seen it?
No, I haven't.
Yeah, well, there you go. That was all completely natural then. That is the end of the raffle as well, so a nice prophetic timing of that. Please stop spamming chat if that's what you're doing, and we'll pick a winner in just a second. That was cool.
Yeah, is that it?
Very cool.
I think, let's have a look. Oh yeah, these guys are super rogue now, and I think they're probably going to get that helicopter out.
Yes.
Yeah, the helicopter looks like
Looks like a bit of a lost cause.
Cool.
Nice.
Congrats, Ryan.
Thank you.
What is that?
Once again, Ryan gets the loot.
Yeah, we got 10 seconds until that helicopter's hightailing it out of there.
Who's got the switch?
Yeah, we're done. All right, that helicopter's going to get out. Failure.
Failure.
It feels
We failed?
bad. Yeah, we failed.
Oh, okay.
Not so
Well,
good.
someone's got to lose.
Oh, that's a great feel-good story there.
I know. Well, we've got to show both sides of it, right? Not everyone's going to be a hero. Often things
Very
will go
true.
wrong. All right, we have someone who's won a go bag. Enjoy227. You won a go bag. All right, we'll contact you on Twitch. Congratulations. I hope that you enjoy
Grats,
it.
enjoy.
Yeah, grats. So there was some stuff in there. I mean, a couple of things that always catch my eye. We've shown in previous trailers that the Seeker mine often goes straight flat down on the floor. But when our female character's up there, she actually lobs it,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
Is that the first time we've shown that?
I'm not sure. Probably not, but
It's I think that's really cool because
yeah,
obviously you don't have to be on the ground to
a
use.
lot of the skills are positional based. So if you're in cover, like a low cover, you'll lay the skill like if it's a turret above your head on the cover. A lot of them are you can toss them out to an area if you're in a high cover like there. So they kind of adapt, and you'll get an in-world UI indicator on how to use that. So. There's been a lot of great work, a lot of work going into the skills. They're very important to the game in really establishing your role as an agent and your role in a group and how they work synergistically with the weapons, the different weapon archetypes we have. So,
Totally.
Just to come back to the throwing the Seeker mine, recently we've just done a mission review on one of the missions outside of the Dark Zone. And this was a mission done by a partner studio, ANSI, who's doing a few of the missions, doing great work there. And they have this sniper lookout. And the most effective way of getting rid of those snipers is to toss one of those seeker mines up there and blowing the crap out of them. So it's a very useful tool once you get to know to use it.
There you go, some free strategy tips.
There you go.
That one's for free.
Brady.
Throw things that explode at enemies.
Yes.
Strategy
That's good.
tip.
And I think it was interesting. You brought up, obviously, we're focused on the small area of the dark zone, so our extraction point is Bryant Park. But there are other ones.
Of course. All throughout the dark zone, you have several that are peppered around. So it really spreads the extractions out.
So there's going to be a lot of decisions you guys will have to make as to, do I go there, or someone's already there, let's go somewhere else, and that sort of stuff. I'm really excited to see the meta game that evolves around that, because there's going to be some cool stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. One last thing I thought was really cool, the sticky bomb, which is now my new favorite skill. I think just because of the sound, because it's like,
It's
so
very
cool.
satisfying.
Our sound guys do a fantastic job with that. The one thing that I think we often miss is that it's not an instant detonation.
Yes.
There's a lot more going on
So
there.
it's a two-part skill, which is a lot of the different skills. Usually you have to modify them or mod them to have this kind of take effect, but we're showing it this year. So the sticky is actually can attach to a surface, and it doesn't auto-explode. So you can attach it to enemies as well, which is really funny because they start freaking out. And then you double tap to detonate. So you can also use it as a trap. You can leave it in an area where there's a patrol. So it really adds depth to a simple skill.
There's a lot of cool stuff to do there. Just a reminder again, the Xbox One is still up for grabs if in case you want one.
I want one.
I'm trying to convince people not to enter so I can just take it home.
Yeah.
All right, I don't think it's going to work. We're going to start a raffle for that in about 30 minutes once we've done some Q&A, because we have a lot of questions. A lot. People have been sending in questions left, right, and center to hashtag Ask the Division on Twitter. We've got Twitch ones, we've got everything. But so I'm not the only guy asking you questions. I think it would be really cool if we I've convinced someone from the community to come up and give me a bit of a hand. So
Awesome.
So Taves, do you want to come and join us for a bit? Scooch on up here and bring a chair. Yes. Thanks, man. Because you're gonna think of all the follow-ups that I wouldn't, I think.
Oh,
So that's
me?
Yeah, this is
Yeah,
you,
cool.
man. We're gonna need some follow-up questions. So please prepare for a little bit of grilling. I'm sorry.
Okay.
Do
Do you want to introduce?
I can't. Yeah. Well,
Okay.
Yeah. Taves.
Yeah.
Where you from, man? I already know, but for the people who don't know.
Well, I'm from Sweden,
Yes.
and I also want to say that the raffle was rigged because I didn't win, and I also got timed out in the chat.
Oh, you got a band?
Yeah,
I told you, man.
I've spammed a little bit. It could have been me. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, sorry.
You were warned.
Yeah, I
be
know.
fair.
I know. I'm sorry, but
Okay.
I really enjoyed the Twitch chat. I gotta say.
All right.
So,
You-
yeah, I'm mostly. I've been doing YouTube videos for a while.
Yeah.
I stream video games now, mostly like FPS games in general, but this is a third-person shooter.
Yeah.
Looks
How do you feel
amazing.
about third person?
So, but I'm probably like, all the questions that I saw in the chat is like stuff that I'm wondering.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
there's probably like a bunch of good ones.
We've got a few of them, man. Do you want to kick it off with some of these? That we've got here.
So I'm just gonna read it.
Yeah. You
All right.
just
Do we do like regular voice type?
you can do whatever voice.
Whatever
you want.
voice I want.
And I'm excited to hear what.
Yeah, so we got a question. It's from Facebook. How do you enter or leave the dark zone?
You want to grab it?
I'll grab it.
Do it.
So you enter and leave the dark zone by either hopping across the wall, this huge gate that you saw there that blocks the street, or going into a virus airlock. So basically, there are two different methods to get in.
What's a virus airlock?
So again, it was the epicenter of the viral outbreak. So you know those kind of airlocks that screen you. They have UV showers. That
Oh, like Outbreak
purify-
style?
Just like Outbreak.
Cool.
It's a good reference.
Yeah.
So just like one of those, and you'll have several points of entry, and that's how you get into the dark zone.
Yes, but getting out of the dark zone, because there's not everywhere you go in, right?
Yeah. So in addition to what Julian was saying, yeah, there are two different types. One being the airlock style, which are two-way. So they're what we call a checkpoint. And then there are a lot of one-way entrances where you hop over the wall. It's very clear that you're dropping in and you're not going to be able to get out the same way. So when you want to leave by kind of hoofing it back out, you need to find one of these main gates or checkpoints. And you have to have no gear because you can't leave with contaminated gear. You have to extract.
Cool.
All right, we got another question. Is the Dark Zone just normal PvP?
Is the Dark Zone just normal PvP? I don't know what normal PvP means. So what the Dark Zone is what we like to call risky PvE. So PvP is enabled across the whole Dark Zone, but it's not encouraged. You don't have to, we're not trying to make a choice for any of the players. So it definitely is a PvP active zone or enabled zone, but there is no incentive besides what you want to do. If you want to go after someone's loot and take them out, you can.
So if you only do that, are people like gonna get mad at you, or are you gonna like be on some sort of list?
Well, I mean, the great thing about still having the big betas coming up and the development, we're having more and more people playing the game. We get more and more data, more and more kind of feedback. And if we start to see that, hey, you know what? It's not super fun to shoot people as soon as they as soon as they loot something and take their stuff. Then of course we can adapt and modify rules because we want the experience to be as fun as possible. But I think that having something to risk is important for PvP, for meaningful PvP.
Yeah.
Otherwise, it's a death match.
Well, so like the AIs are also like harder to kill in Dark Zone, or?
Do you want to talk a little bit about enemies?
They're not necessarily harder to kill. They'll be capped at a certain level. There'll be different levels within the Dark Zone of different enemies and encounters that you can do, but they're not necessarily harder. This said, within the demo that we showed here and the demo playable outside, you do have that cleaner encounter with a very, very tough central character that you have to take down.
Cool. There's a question from Nick Ross Edwards. No?
It's
Nick Ross, that sounds familiar.
Nick Ross. Oh.
Nick Ross sent us that question.
Oh. Cool, man.
You have a question?
Good question, bro.
All right, then it's like a group chat. I understand.
There you go.
So it's from Caden Cross.
Sure.
That's the name, right?
Okay.
Yeah. All right. So how powerful are these turrets that are automated fire support when you compare them to weapons that players control?
Yes.
That is a great question. So we want to make sure that the skills are really meaningful. And so doing things where you talk about balancing, you don't know which weapon you might be referring to, but all the weapons have optimal ranges. They have different purposes in the game. So the turret needs to feel strong. It needs to feel meaningful, but it can't kind of overshadow also your weapons. So there isn't a blanket answer. It's stronger than these weapons and weaker than these weapons. It's kind of situational, but we want it to pack a punch.
Cool. Then a question from Twitter. That's from Smartwatch Pod. Can you find
That's
the same?
right.
Yeah. What? Can you find the same loot in PvE and PvP?
The same types of loot, yes, but in the Dark Zone, we're really encouraging people to go there because the best loot in the game will be available there. This said, again, you have to extract it. So that's an additional challenge. And, the flare going up in the sky, that's a real calling everybody around you in the Dark Zone to come over to that area and try and take you down. So it's risky. There's a risk to going there.
That question was actually from Caleb, right? Caleb, there you are. Thanks for that one, man. That's awesome.
But can I ask a question as well? So you can only get your loot out by the helicopter.
So you can only get the contaminated loot out by the helicopter.
Oh. And how often will you get like contaminated loot?
Well, the whole purpose of going into the Dark Zone is to get that loot. And in the big box that you saw there in the demo, you have this very, very high spec piece of equipment that you need to extract. But if you paid attention, the first group of Rikers, by killing them, you had several loot drops. And those loot drops are also contaminated, so you're going to have to extract those. Now, how often we're going to give you loot, it's yet to be determined, and I wouldn't know how to answer that question anyway. But often enough for you to really be motivated to extract after a certain time.
Yeah, I think, and also, just one other thing I was thinking on that point is that you will be capped at how much you can carry as well. So that's going to...
Absolutely. Dark zone inventory is really important because it's the more space you have, the more time you can go before you need to go to an extraction area, which are very dangerous places. So it's we want inventory space to be a commodity in the dark zone.
Cool. Then a question from Wooblu. How in-depth is the character creation so that our character feels like our own?
That's a really good question. So the character is two things. It's actually three things. First thing is the physical appearance. And you can see that we're pushing the models very, very far. These are great, super detailed models. On top of the models, you're going to be able to add things like facial hair, piercings, tattoos, things like that. So real in-depth customization of your character. Second thing is the clothes. And the clothes you can customize as well. Third thing is the actual gear. And the gear will change with the different levels that you'll access, with the loot that you find. So, you know, a high-level character will be very, very different.
Yeah, as you level up, the gear that you acquire looks more badass than the starting gear, because that's great in progression games.
It's not bad.
And we got, I'm going to probably pronounce this totally wrong, but Chiblet Actual?
Oh, Chiblet's here.
Chiblet?
Yes.
There he is.
Yeah.
Give us a wave.
Yeah, I saw. Hey, man.
At E3, there's three-person fire team. Are there still going to be 4 people teams?
Can I take this one? Because it's easy.
That's a song.
Yes.
All right.
Yes. I think the 3-person fire team is the sweet spot for the demo that we wanted for E3, which is a very intense, fast-paced demo. Nothing is stopping you from having a 4-person, 2-person, or even going into the dark zone by yourself.
Okay, that's cool. What else we got? That first one we've already looked at. Yeah, the second one.
Yeah, the second one is pretty good. Is the transition between normal game and the dark zone really seamless?
Like, for reals.
Come on, man.
I get this one because it's easy as well.
Okay.
Yes, it's really seamless. So, I mean, we've seen it here live. You guys that have played have experienced it. So it is completely seamless.
Could you consider changing the dark zone to the dank zone?
Yes.
Yeah, cool.
Did you just think of that? Or
No, I wrote it in the chat, though, but probably someone has already thought about it. But
It's terrible.
that's good.
And then we already asked that one. Will there be? Can we ask that one? Yeah, that one. Yeah. Will there be a PS4, a PC beta?
PS4 and PC for beta.
Yes.
Of course.
Somebody announced it
Yeah.
I heard someone say that.
on stage at Ubisoft yesterday night.
So it's coming, pretty much.
Yeah, so just to recap, we're going to have, if you have an Xbox One, you'll be able to get into beta for December. And then just following that into the new year, we're going to be having betas on PS4 and PC. So all the platforms will get their beta, get their time, get all their feedback in, and make sure that we can have the best game on all the platforms.
Yeah, I'll just plug the final raffle then as well, because we're doing, everyone who enters the raffle will get beta codes for all of these things.
Awesome.
Well, we'll have a chance to get beta codes. Sorry. And also the Xbox One is still up for grabs.
Cool. So speaking of the cleaners, that's one of the factions, right? So we have a question. Does each faction control a specific area of Manhattan?
That's a great question. It's not quite as simple as that. We have some factions that have strongholds in certain areas, and strongholds doesn't mean necessarily a headquarters or an abode, if you will. It just means that that's the faction that you'll be running into is predominantly, let's say, the cleaners. But you'll have some factions that'll roam around the map. So these will be people that you'll, turn around a corner and bam, you'll meet a group of Rikers that are waiting for you.
So what's all the factions' name? How many are there?
Tell you.
Cool.
We can,
All right.
we can
you,
say
you have the cleaners that we shown, and you have the Rikers, and there are a few more surprises.
There is a lot about the game we want you to discover when you play the game. And I think faction rollout and how many enemies you have, what types of enemies, that's great to learn as you progress in the game. But we'll probably announce it before we get closer.
Maybe not.
So we got what kind of skills will there be in the game?
I can jump on that. So we've, over the past couple years, as you guys, if you've been following the demos, we've already shown Pulse, we've shown Seeker Mine, we've shown Turret. This year was First Aid, which also has a ranged component to it. It's almost like a little healing grenade that goes out.
What would you call that skill?
First Aid.
The Health Nade.
Nice.
I like that.
Wow. It's
Yeah.
a tough
I
room.
work hard.
Again, a lot like the enemy factions, we're not at the point where we're exposing all of the skills, but the important thing to keep in mind is it's not going to be about the number of skills with the division. We're not going to have X hundred number of skills for you to find. The game is made to have 2 active skills. The work we're putting into it is to have those be modifiable or moddable so that you can change the behavior of those skills. So having a few skills that have a lot of variety within them is where we're going more than having tons and tons and tons of skills.
Cool. So
I have one other thing on that.
Okay.
Have we talked about mod slots? Not mod slots, but skill mods.
Yeah, well, we have in past years. Not today.
Not today. Because I think that's, in terms of what types of skills we have, those are pretty powerful things, right?
Yes. Do you want me to talk about the mods? Okay, so I believe there's a previous question from, I don't know, Trollhead444, but about the turret and the power of the turret. And when you see in some of our demos and in the game when you play it, if you modify the turret to flame, that's an example of one of our mods. So you'll have a chance at one point to change the behavior of the turret. You can also increase the damage, the DPS of it by increasing the fire rate, which is another choice. And then you can also make it attached to different surfaces as a choice. So by having which mod is active, it really changes the behavior of the skill.
Okay, so lots of options.
Lots of options, and all the skills work that way. So they all have a kind of a behavior shift and change.
Okay.
Sometimes you're going to want to use this mod in this situation, or against players you want to mod your skill this way versus NPCs or enemies.
but you also said there's mods for guns.
Yes.
What kind?
There are, it's not like the gunsmith, I don't want to say, but the higher the quality of weapon and the higher level of weapon, you start to have more mod slots, which will just allow you to add more ammo clip, for instance. You can add a silencer to certain weapons. You can add a shoulder guard so that it decreases the kick on weapons. So the mods on weapons kind of increase the potency of the weapon versus changing the behavior of the weapon. Do you have anything to jump in on that? That's perfect. Okay.
We got a question from Vincent Prod. How many classes will be playable in the released game?
Yeah.
Super interesting because the game doesn't have classes. We've obviously organized the demo with the equipment that resembles classes that you'd be familiar with another type of RPG. But your class is really defined by the equipment, the weapon, and the skills that you pick.
So one.
Human.
Yes.
And then we got a question for Ryan. What's your favorite skill?
My favorite skill. Wow. You know what? It's so simple, but it's when I play, I find I have to have it, or I don't do well, and it's just pulse. I like having the information of who's around me and when. So that's the one that I generally run with no matter what, and then I switch up the other ones.
Totally. And Julian, we did. It wasn't directed at you, but
I think Pulse is the one. Unless I'm playing with somebody with Pulse,
Yep.
and then we can let synergies take over. Pulse is so key to developing a tactical advantage over the enemies that's my go-to skill.
I already chose Pulse. You have
Yeah.
to choose
Alright.
something else.
choose something else.
Sticky bomb,
Yeah, that's a favorite.
because it explodes.
Yeah, it just sounds cool. I like it.
All right, DJ Semi-Sweet is asking, does health regenerate over time, or do you need a medic to be healed? Or like a teammate? for
DJ
skill?
Semi
Is that
Sweet.
a shout out to DJ Better?
I think so.
Yeah. Right.
That's a great question.
Fantastic.
If you watch the demo, it's another one of those pieces that's layered into our demo, and you can see it. Health is actually segmented for your agent, so you'll heal up to a point, but to get to a full heal, you need to either be healed by another agent, yourself with a skill, or a med pack first aid.
How many med packs can you have?
Wow.
5.
Yes, 5. I knew it.
Well done.
And we got, how can I identify a rogue agent from normal agents? English is not my first language. I just want to say that.
Do it in svenska.
Jag kan hur tar man en rogue-agent och ser skillnad på den?
We just dropped 800 viewers.
No, we gained.
Okay. The whole of
Gained.
Sweden tuned in.
Yeah.
So, what was the question? How'd you tell rogue agents? So, rogue agents you can tell by the skull above another agent. It's a skull with a red outline around it, and the actual division ring also goes red. So, they're pretty strong indications that somebody's gone rogue.
Yes, and just to add to that, if you end up becoming more and more rogue and having the bounty increase, you'll end up actually seeing those agents on the map. So there's another way you could
It'd definitely be easy to track
hunt
down.
them.
Yeah. And get appropriate rewards for doing so.
Yes.
What else we got?
I did like this one. Are all factions enemies, or are there friendly ones?
There is a friendly faction. The JTF, the Joint Task Force, is the faction of friendlies that basically has lost control of Manhattan, and you're working to help them retake the streets.
Okay.
Do the factions fight each other? That's also like a question. Do they, or like...
Yeah, it's another great question. So we want to make sure that the world is as immersive and logical as possible. So when you see like the cleaners as a good example, they tend to move in certain areas. They're kind of drawn to the higher contagion areas, and they are aggressive to everyone. So if it's another faction, wildlife, division agents, whatever, they will engage them and fight. So the factions absolutely interact with each other and kill each other as well.
And another question about the Dark Zone. If you die in the Dark Zone, do you respawn there or outside?
So you respawn inside the Dark Zone.
But do you, without your loot? If you
Without
have
the contaminated loot.
contaminated, right?
Yeah. So we don't want it to be, you're stripped of all of your loot and your weapons and you're left naked inside the Dark Zone if you get killed. So it's only the contaminated loot that's taken.
Based on, and this is from me.
Hey, how's it going?
At me to
Yeah.
you. Based on that, what is the penalty for dying then, apart from dropping your loot?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's important.
So it.
Yeah, I didn't understand the
I mean,
question.
I know this, but I think it's important. That,
Yeah. Well, we currently the penalty is depending on your status. So if you've been engaged in PvP and you've been flagged rogue, you will a few things happen. One, your respawn timer gets lengthened. So no one. It's not always great when you're sitting and waiting 30, 35 seconds to respawn, so you'll maybe think twice about jumping right back in against the guys you were taking on. You also there's a Dark Zone rank that everyone has when you go and you start in the game. So your Dark Zone rank goes down when you die from another player. And if you're flagged rogue, you lose a lot of Dark Zone rank. So ranks is a way that you also gain access to, again, more and more powerful loot and gear inside the Dark Zone.
Yeah.
Do you have anything?
No, that's exactly it. But I think, Hamish, was your question about dying as a rogue agent or dying full stop?
It's more both. I think because people don't have a chance to really experience that player investment here because you spend 20 minutes and you're not really attached to that character. But I think the thing that I'm really excited about and will be really interesting is like when I've spent 20 hours, I'll spend a lot more than 20 hours, to be fair. But when I get to that point and I'm really invested and I found a great drop and I've got like so much Dark Zone experience, I'm going to think twice about engaging, right?
Absolutely. Because if you do engage and if you do get killed, you're going to lose a hell of a lot. So, it is that risk-reward calculation that you have to do.
So if you have gotten like the rogue status, can you remove it?
The only way to remove it is to survive for the timer to go down.
There's a timer on it. So you have to let the timer run out.
Yeah.
Without taking out another player. Because if you do that, it'll extend.
I think we saw the timer in the demo, and I think it gets up to 300 seconds. Marco probably saw, maybe. I expect to be fact checked on that tomorrow. 300 seconds.
I hadn't seen that before, so I'm not sure.
Yeah. Well, there you go. What's that? 300 seconds, 5 minutes. So. Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
What else we got?
Can you tell us more about the Rikers introduced?
Sure, that's Julian.
So the Rikers, again, escaped from Rikers Island, landed on Manhattan, and this is their chance to live like kings. So basically, they're living like there's no tomorrow. They're an extremely violent faction that basically landed on the east coast of Manhattan. And what was that? All right. Cheers. Thanks a lot, man. I thought you were warning me not to talk about something. So they've landed on the east coast of Manhattan, and they're starting to push all the way across the island. So very, very violent, very dangerous.
Oh yeah, sorry. We were just talking about the tablet.
Looking for other things to ask.
Yeah. What platform is the Division running on today at E3?
The game is running on Xbox One everywhere. So what you see visually, performance-wise, is all on the Xbox. So we're very proud of that.
Yeah, that's super cool. And you guys all had a chance to, well, not all of you, but a lot of you had a chance to play it, I think so. And now you know. All right, before we still have some more questions to get to, but for people who have tuned in kind of recently, we're still giving away an Xbox.
Right now?
Not just yet. Right. We'll do a few more questions, I think. How are we doing for time? We can fit a few more questions in before we give away the...
Before I go sit down and spam raffle.
Well, you're going to get banned. Yeah. I think you can't do that.
Can I ask you a question? Because
okay.
There's a bunch of people here, and I'm just curious. How did you get into community development?
Community development, that's a long story. I like to...
Keep it short, though.
I like to talk to people.
All right.
Basically, that's it. And I am not very good at 3D art. So that's kind of it. New Zealand is a young country that has a very young industry. And I tried, and this was kind of based on my experiences that I had. It kind of evolved into that. And then I was like, move to Sweden, let's give it a go.
And what's the best thing about it?
About community development?
Mm-hmm.
I'm constantly blown, like I said before, I'm constantly blown away by how much passion there is, especially from our community about the game. Like the commitment that they have to making cool stuff is insane. Like we had people who would put up breakdowns of the trailer from Microsoft before we'd showed stuff at Ubisoft. And that was Alex from Arix Gaming, which is insane. Like I don't know how you can do that. It's just they love this game, and because of it, I just want to do more and more and more and give as much information to them as possible. Probably too much, but I am jet lagged, so kind of vulnerable to saying a bit too much.
Very cool.
Pro tip.
Thank you.
Yes.
Boomslang is asking a question. Is there a proximity range for the extraction that you have, or do you have to stay in to complete the extraction?
There's a proximity for just the person who's activated, but the group can fan out to protect the person who's kind of initiated the extraction.
So you could like set up snipers around the perimeter.
Exactly. We don't want to lock you down. But again, like a lot of these mechanics, we're going to be testing it. There's going to be big betas. We're going to have more and more people playing it. And this is definitely an area where we can adjust the current setup to make it the most fun and most playable as possible.
Yes.
And Shorty Guy is asking, what is the spawn process with a new character and a previous character? The spawn-in process.
One more time?
A new character and a previous character. I read that like having multiple characters on an account.
Yeah.
That sort of thing.
Oh, okay. Yes.
Yes. Okay.
No, you can have multiple agents on your account. I'm absolutely certain that is not set yet on how many, but we know we want you to be able to have options. Julian described the character customization and character creation, so we want you to be able to play with that and have some agents.
Okay.
Yeah, if that was the question?
No,
I think
that's
so.
how I read it. I mean,
Yeah.
I'm going to want to have multiple characters.
Yes.
I mean, I tend to go into one direction, like usually ranged, but it's nice to have some other stuff, especially if you want to find some different loot and play it a bit differently.
There's also a question, do all enemies belong to a faction, or are there any non-faction ones?
It's a good question. We actually have a non-faction, but again, we haven't revealed them, so I'd rather not dig much deeper into it. But a lot of enemies belong to factions, and there's some non-faction enemies there too.
Okay.
Okay, we probably have time for just a couple more questions before we get to giving away that Xbox One.
Nice.
Cool.
All right, I like this one. Do we? Oh wait, that was the one.
Yeah,
that was from Shorty Guy.
Yeah, that was Shorty.
Shorty Guy.
Yeah.
Hey man, that's awesome.
We already answered that one.
Okay. What else we got?
Are we taking questions from them at any point?
We've had some from that. So Boomslang, the one that we just had a couple of minutes ago, is here. That's the hand.
Okay.
Thanks, dude.
I'm just making sure that they're getting questions answered as well.
Yes. I quite like this one. Can you turn off PvP in the Dark Zone?
No. So the Dark Zone is a PvP-enabled space. It's part of the lore. It's part of the whole, the existence of it. So it is a PvP-enabled multiplayer space.
Absolutely, but nothing's stopping you from going into the Dark Zone by yourself, lone wolf, exploring, finding loot, and trying to extract by yourself. So playing it as something that's feels like a single player experience.
Absolutely.
I mean, it is entirely possible that you could just have one session that is entirely PvE, right?
Absolutely.
And never cross another person.
That's exactly.
Yes.
I mean, you might be
Yes.
lucky, but
Yeah. Maybe. Yeah. I mean, who knows?
It's
Yes,
possible.
It's possible.
maybe.
So when you meet another player, how do you communicate with them?
So we're still looking into communication options. We don't have proximity VoIP. We've done some tests, and with Kinects and Sony cameras, it picks up a lot of living room noise, so dogs barking, babies crying, and it breaks this immersion that you have in the Dark Zone. Doesn't mean that we won't reinvestigate it for launch. But what we do have are emotes, and one of the strongest things we have is we've got this great animation. And just by seeing how characters move, you can tell if they're going to be friendly or threats. So that's what we have today to communicate with non-team members in the Dark Zone.
Yeah, generally one of the bigger indicators, if you spot someone and they're already going into cover, 15, 20 feet away from you or setting up a turret, it's generally it would behoove you to cover yourself.
A good sign.
Yeah.
Yes, exactly. I think we're going to have to leave it there. We're running a little bit short on time, and we really want to give away an Xbox to people.
Yes.
All right. How does that sound? I like playing Santa
It
Claus.
sounds exciting for someone that's not me.
Yeah. I know. I feel good and bad about it at the same time. Anyway, let's open that raffle right now. Please, again, no crazy spamming because this guy got banned. Sorry. Are you going to enter?
No, I only got 600 seconds timeout, so
Okay,
fine.
all right.
Good.
All right, exclamation mark raffle, and we'll leave that open while we kind of have a last little chat. Is there anything you want to say to people at home tuning in, or obviously all the fantastic people we have in the room?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, last year was when we did this kind of impromptu. It was my favorite part of the whole E3 experience. It's great to see some of the same people back this year, to be able to kind of interact with people that are very, very close to the project, almost as close as we are, that care that much. It's the best stuff you get to do at E3, which tends to kind of beat the soul out of you when you're on this side. So it's great, and I'm glad that everyone was able to come today, and that we have such a great community team with all these guys putting in the effort in to get everyone here and get us together. So, and we're sticking around to, I believe, answer questions and talk with whomever wants to stay around. So I look forward to that.
What he said.
That was easy.
I mean, one of the things that is really important to stress is that when we're working in a bubble at the office, at the studio, we don't have the interaction with the fans. And when we do come to events like this, it's an injection of energy for us. So thank you very much.
Yeah, I know that the guys back home at Massive really appreciate that. So I think they deserve a round of applause. I can see those guys. They do a pretty good job. They should be asleep.
What time is it right now?
I don't know what time it is in Sweden. It's very early.
Yeah, it's early.
But please go to sleep because you have to go to work. All right, we'll leave it open for a few more seconds. Just a reminder, you can sign up for the beta on the website. And also, there's going to be lots of news in the coming days on Facebook, Twitter, and we might even do a podcast as well. So check out SoundCloud. You can reserve your time. We are going to be doing some more streaming on Twitch, not just on the Ubisoft channel, but on the Division game. We're always on the subreddit as well. We read that all the freaking time. The official forums as well. And with that, I think we need to pick a winner. Let's take a look and see who's won. Oh, that is a fantastic name. I'm going to let you say that.
Jock Monkey.
Jock Monkey! Congratulations, you won an Xbox One. Well done. Well done. All right. Thank you very much, everyone, for coming tonight. It's fantastic to see you all, like honestly, and we're going to be hanging around. We'll see rest of you Twitch folks online at some point. But again, thank you. Thanks, guys, for having a chat, and we'll leave it there. We'll see you soon.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Have a great
Bye-bye.
E3.
Back on the banana couches. Welcome back. This is Ubisoft Live at E3. One hell of a masterclass there from The Division. We got a couple more as The Division content continues. Eric and Rodrigo, Tori, myself, Zach. How you guys feeling right now? A lot of Dark Zone action coming into the light. People starting to understand the depths of the mechanics that go into, trying to dig in and get this great, I guess, equipment, contaminated equipment,
loot,
extract
gear, weapons,
and then
awesome.
the psychological battle that comes with trying to get out with the gear that you've just gotten.
It's cool. We're super excited. Today was the first day when we had so many people, including fans, playing the game. So it's a big day for us. So how do we feel? We're super tired, and at the same time, we're really super tired. That's why we have the sunglasses.
Yes,
but also
there are also really bright lights that are shining right in your face right now.
But also super excited, super thrilled. It's working on a game. The first time it's playable, it's like a baby, and with so many people, and the response that we got has been amazing.
Well, and you heard it in there. I mean, you got to see all the fans that were there, the star players, and they're just soaking it in. There are like 13,000 people watching on the stream right now. What's up to those watching?
What's up, stream?
What'd you guys think of The Division? Let us know in the chat. Whenever there was a raffle, this is not a raffle. Whenever there was a raffle,
there is no raffle happening.
Like, boom!
Yeah.
And it's really tough. But I will say, I'd imagine you probably know this, but last year, you know, Antoine and you guys with the division, you put on effectively the first masterclass, and this has sort of brought forth, you know, like I guess 60% of the format of all the streaming that we're doing this year, which is unreal. You know, we're coming back tomorrow with a whole bunch of stuff. We just played For Honor for the first time. There's going to be a For Honor masterclass.
Cool.
There's going to be, I think we've got 3 separate division playthroughs with some Ubisoft star players, and I believe it's Hamish that's going to be leading those.
Hamish is doing good, huh?
Hamish
He's
is
kind of awesome.
amazing. He's got that sweet New Zealand charm.
Yes.
And don't call him Australian, though. He doesn't like that.
That's one thing I love with working at Massive is the multicultural aspect. It's like Hamish is from New Zealand. We have a couple of French, some Spanish.
Antoine's,
It's amazing. Some American, Ryan, Julian. You don't really know where he's from.
Julian's a world traveler,
because he speaks so
globetrotter.
good French, so good English.
But I will say, I mean, like your team in particular, they get community a lot, and you can see it in the stuff that they're doing, the way that they're communicating, the way that they enable the community team with you know Yannick, Hamish, and Antoine to operate and chat with you guys. I think is amazing, and you see it in the numbers. You see how it's all going, and. Maybe I'm yelling into the mic. I'm not sure. I'm very excited.
Zach, calm down. You're getting too excited.
Sorry, Real 7. Apologies.
But you know, on that, for us, from day one, and if we don't have a community, we don't have a game. So
new IP as well. I mean, it's
but we're a live game, and again, the community is everything for us. So we have everything we do, and is for Antoine. We give everything to Antoine, Hamish, and Yannick. Okay, what do you guys need? What kind of asset can we do? What kind of access do you need from the production team? And even at all at Massive and in all the other studios, people get, you know, all those people are like, okay, it's great. We'll do anything you want.
But also the thing is that we work directly with them. There is no separation. We sit right next to them. If they need anything from us, we'll give it to them. And we discuss all the assets, all the creation, whatever we do, we always involve community. And also why we can hide a little bit of Easter eggs in all our assets.
Yeah, that's cool. I don't know if they have already been picked up.
I don't think they found it.
Do you want to share one? Because I know we've talked about the Easter eggs in the Ghost Rig. I was told I was yelling, Matthias. That's why I've sort of
no spoilers. We're being told.
Nothing at all. Okay. Well, screw that.
You guys would find it.
All right.
Next.
Yeah, but basically, I mean, I guess we can chime in about the Ghost Recon stuff because no one's complaining about that. But, you know, 3 super fans who have been incredibly involved early on in the process with feedback. They were shown in, you know, their names in various parts of the Ghost Recon trailer.
Nice.
And that Wildlands, oh my goodness. That was pretty nutty. Awesome. Yeah.
So we did one cool thing. I'm coming back. I'm going to show something.
All right. Eric's on the move. An Easter egg. Don't look, Justin. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. Just go back to talk to Tom.
Uh-oh.
Joe,
it's
where
missing.
are you?
Yeah, it's all good. Rodrigo, how are you?
All
how are
good.
you enjoying E3?
It's great because for the first time now we have hands-on.
Yeah.
And working on something that people can access for the first time is great. And we're seeing the reactions live, and all the work and all the things we've been working on for several years. It's right there.
Yeah.
It's for people to enjoy.
Oh, he's back.
It's all about their experience.
What do we have here, Eric?
What is this?
Since we were talking about Easter eggs, I can reveal one if people didn't have seen it.
Okay.
So you know we're working on a meta novel.
Yeah.
We're working on a kind of special book. It's already listed on various retailer websites, and it's a meta novel. So it's a survival book. And on top of which you have a layer of a survivor linked to the game, etc. It's pretty amazing.
Okay.
So we're doing 2 things. That is to push the extension of the universe. Is we're giving that to all the star players, and maybe you can help me. And like, it's an excerpt of the book, looking
this is
really
a special
Vanna
E3
White.
2015 VIP excerpt.
So we're giving that to all the star players, for instance.
Okay.
So it's the first pages, and so you can see the style is amazing. Huh? It's like
a notebook. People have
exactly. So you have that survivor who has taken
a lot of grease stains on here. What's going on over there?
And you can go on, etc. And what we did is we actually, I think, in one of on the trailer we displayed for Microsoft.
Yeah.
we had the book.
Matthias, can we zoom in
Hidden.
on this? I know Antoine's very charming. Sorry, go ahead. All right, we're good.
And we had
Hey, Antoine.
we did hide the book inside one of the screenshots. I mean, in the game.
Okay.
And in
That's the beginning.
I will let people find where it is, but the book is hidden somewhere. So again, it's like the book exists in real life. The book exists in the game. The book is like a survivor's book
Here are
found
the
by
grease
someone
stains that
in
we
the game.
referred
So it's really cool. It's something we're working on. So we don't
I
only
love
work
that
on
stuff.
on video games, but
Yeah.
also on that, and it's.
I love that
It's
stuff.
really
And
cool.
that's,
You
for
do
us, the
that
division
perfectly.
is-
I'm basically a fan of white. It's
No, but
fine.
for us, the division is not only a game; it's a universe.
Yeah.
When we started creating this thing, we saw the potential. We have the timeline when the society is collapsing. We have how people change, how people evolve. The agents themselves, like the life they had before, and then the life they had to take on, and the challenge that they have to take on, and even the factions, people that maybe normally wouldn't do these things, are forced to take action or do things that they would never do before.
Yeah.
And all of those things, for us, we were like, this universe is almost not enough for a game, and this companion book is expanding the universe. You see the same events happening from the point of view of a survivor, not from a point of view of an agent. And there's going to be a lot of crossover between the things that the survivor sees and events that she experiences, and what the agents see later when you're playing the game. So if you read the book, you will find areas that she's been in, and vice versa.
Tori's like, yank.
I like the fact that people think we're blind, which would be amazing. Which would be amazing.
He's definitely.
Talented.
We are blind.
Very talented.
I'm the blind art director.
Yeah, he's-
Doing what we do, which
He's
is
got
amazing.
some daredevil skills. Are you the art director in this game?
I'm the brand art director.
Oh, brand art director. Okay. Well, I mean, obviously the visuals look incredible, but this game is so much more than just the visuals. I think we know that. We're learning more as each day goes by, and certainly as these master classes unfold. Gentlemen, thank you much.
Yes,
thank you so much.
That's cool. That's cool.
Yeah, well,
Thanks for having us.
it's about that point of the night. Yeah.
It's always a pleasure.
You guys are awesome. We're obviously super excited about the division. We're going to get our hands on tomorrow ourselves.
Oh.
Thank you so much.
Special
Rodrigo,
treatment.
Eric
Thank
from
you.
the division.
It's a French treatment. All right.
Thank
Big
you.
love to. Oh, see,
Awesome.
he's not letting you take that. He's not letting you take that.
Dang it!
Tori.
I was hoping
Yeah,
I could like
that's
slide
gone.
it under the
watch.
couch somehow.
Yes.
I don't. Maybe next time.
Wow. Yeah. I mean that master class was something else. Those guys know what's up.
Oh yeah, totally.
They know how to speak to their fans.
Heck yeah.
And
Oh.
you're gonna take the book and your jacket.
Nothing.
Oh,
We get
man.
nothing.
Yeah.
It's all right. Good gameplay.
Yeah. Hashtag UBE3 hat though still
Hashtag,
exists.
yes.
Yeah. And
We do have that.
Yeah.
There's some lights.
There's some other stuff.
There's a lot of lights.
Here and there.
Good enough.
Let's talk about our experience that we just had. Justin, one of the producers, came over to us when we were at another part of the Uplay Lounge where we were actually playing For Honor for the first time. And you see the videos and it looks really cool, and then you finally get to play it, and the experience 4v4 going up against each other, you're battling for points, and then you're just trying to eliminate the team once you get to that certain threshold. It's back and forth. And then Vic, poor Vic, man, he was the last man
Crazy.
standing in our team. He had 4 guys chasing after him, and he's just trying to run and extend life. And we wanted to stick around, at least see how it unfolded for him, stick with him.
I still want to know what happened.
I'm pretty sure I know what happened, but I wanted to be
You never
there
know.
to, just support.
It was
right?
amazing.
But we got, we didn't win. But it was an amazing experience, and I think we're going to get the opportunity to talk to some of the star players tomorrow and get some of their thoughts. But, tomorrow we'll have the For Honor Masterclass. We're going to have some deep dive play sessions with a few of the star players and the division community team. I'm trying to think of what else. Oh, how could I forget? The Just Dance Masterclass, in which
You
was
are dancing.
somehow convinced to challenge the top 2 dancers in the world.
You're
Because
dancing.
that was a great idea.
You have to go home and practice.
Go
back to your
I don't
hotel,
have Just
sorry.
Dance 2016 back at my hotel room, unfortunately.
You can just improvise.
Oh, right now, or just like dancing? You mean?
Dancing.
Yeah, we're gonna be shutting it down pretty soon. I'm trying to think. I feel like we're missing a couple of the master classes for tomorrow? Oh, yeah. And so, we gave a little love to the crew that was responsible for helping us execute on the show floor.
Yes.
And I left out one name, and I feel terrible. It's actually Mike Janes, wonderful human being who was, he was in this tiny room with lots of hot equipment. But he was helping out so much. Joe, our cameraman, Rick, the director. We had Rob and Justin on the production side. We had Nick. We had yourself, the Tori. I'm Zach. I think this is a pretty logical time to say goodnight.
Yes.
Matthias, Francois, and Louis as well. We've got international streams throughout the morning tomorrow. We are live on this channel, on the Ubisoft channel, at 2 o'clock tomorrow. I can't quite remember what we're kicking it off with, but I can tell you it's going to be some sexy-ish.
Something awesome?
Yes. It's going to be good. We're going to be recharged. Hopefully I'll have all parts of my
They're at the bottom of the
voice.
screen.
Look at
Wave,
that.
guys.
Oh, yeah. There it is. That's Matthias, and that's Francois. Beautiful human beings. We got a really passionate group that's putting this together.
Oh, yeah,
and
totally.
I think you can tell if you joined us last year, you saw kind of what we were going for. You saw that we kind of had limited resources. This time we learned that Ubisoft supported what we were going for. They gave us some more resources. We're playing. We're having fun. We hope you guys are digging it too. Let us know. Tweet at Ubisoft. Use the hashtag UBE3. Hit us up.
UBE3.
Tori, Zach. If you don't have our Twitter names, you can.
You'll find us.
We'll throw it in the
It's
chat
the
or
internet.
something. Yeah. But
it'll happen.
We have nothing but love for you guys. We appreciate you joining us through however much of the day that you did. We were live all day.
All
We started at 12.
day.
It's 10 now.
hours.
10 hours.
10 hours
hours.
of live streaming.
I'm glad at least we got a little bit of a break when we came over
10
here. Thank
hours,
you.
the
Thank
claps.
you. Last year it was like
Awesome.
37 hours straight. I don't know if you remember that.
Just
Leon's behind there as well. We're
nap time.
we're not doing Thursday because he's going to be throwing it down Wednesday night, and it's just better for everyone. Tori, what was it like working on How I Met Your Mother? That is a question for you.
It was great.
Yeah.
Thank you for asking.
Yeah. Are you the American Pie one? Is that
Yeah, I'm all
Okay.
of them.
You
I
are
don't
all
even
of
know
them.
what we're talking about.
Okay. Can't wait for tomorrow. Thumbs up to you, Chase. UB Central, Brett. Oh my God, this guy's been with us all day. Love you, man.
UB
you
Central
are awesome. Yes.
is amazing.
Amazing. What's this? What are we doing? Oh yes. Okay. All right. So this is you. This is you, and this is the setup. That's Justin. Hey, you almost were able to win his shoes earlier on.
There's Leon. He's hiding.
Now they're asking if you're the girl from Buffy.
I'm the girl from everything.
Yeah. Yeah, she is
There
the
you
girl
go.
from everything.
Done. Boom.
Love the purple hearts. I want to throw one of those out there too. Hang on. Oh no, wait. All right, I got this.
My computer's
Yep.
locked. No, well, your computer's
My
locked.
computer's locked. Sorry.
Yeah.
That heart is from both Tori and myself. So much hype. Are we all drunk? I don't know if he's talking in the chat. I know we're not. It's just been
no.
a very long day.
It's been a long day.
Vince is still there. We see Jason
Holy
Paradise.
moly.
All the mods, by the way. We've had
Thank you
coverage
to the
throughout.
mods.
I mean, maybe you can help with the names. I know we got Jason. I know we got Vince.
Jason,
we got
Vince, Carrie,
I saw Megan
Megan.
in there.
I feel like I'm forgetting someone, and
Well,
I
we're
feel
forgetting
awful.
Probably several. UB Roarin is here at
She's
E3.
here. Justin's
So not in there.
here.
Justin Krug
Brian's
is
here.
Yep.
Oh, the whole crew.
Well,
Everyone.
This is, yeah.
It's awesome.
Love to all the CMs, the entire worldwide community team of which we are a part. We love you guys. We love you guys. I'm pointing to the chat. I'm pointing to you, the
Chat.
camera. Love you guys. We'll be back tomorrow.
Yep.
2 p.m.
Let's do
Pacific.
It. We'll be back.
For another several hours of sweet, sweet Ubisoft Live at E3 action. Peace out for now. See you tomorrow. Tori, Zach. Woo!